Do you want to find out how good action mode is on the iPhone 14 Pro? We'll find out in this video, and I'll tell you whether or not you should actually be using action mode. There are actually a few use case scenarios when you do not want to use it, but we'll discover that later on in this video. So stabilization actually on the iPhone 14 Pro and even on previous models, the iPhone 13, 12, even the 11, it's actually really good. As long as you're able to walk steady, hold your phone as close to your body as possible, you get really good stabilization already, gimbal-like movement. Action mode really takes this to a whole new level. So what it actually does is that it uses the entire iPhone camera sensor, and it has some sort of an overscan, it has advanced roll corrections, so that it's able to keep the camera stable. One good thing to note is that you do not need the Pro version of the iPhone 14 to have action mode. It's actually available on all iPhone 14 models. Here is how you access it and how you can capture video with it. So you launch the camera app on your phone, go to the video mode, and once there, you can tap the action mode icon. And that looks like a person running. So if you are going to enable action mode, you better be running. So once you highlight that, the icon's gonna turn yellow, and that means that action mode's enabled. And right away you can see that if you're shooting in 4K, it will now crop in, that will change now to 2.8K. Once you're in this mode, you can toggle between 2.8 and HD, and you can also toggle between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. I'm done doing the test. I'm actually quite tired. I had to do this same run like 8 times. So here are some of my findings. There's definitely lots of pros when using action mode on the iPhone 14 Pro, but I find that quality is still way better in 4K, and unless you really do an extreme action and you really want to capture that, then yes, you can use action mode. And because it's also a smartphone and it's a small sensor, you might want to shoot your videos in the highest resolution possible, so 4K, and in action mode you only get 2.8K. And as you can see in the footage here with action mode, it looks like there is a resolution drop, and it looks to me that there is over sharpening in the action mode footage, since the camera is trying to compensate for that loss in resolution. At least that's what I think. Another big con of action mode is that it requires a lot of light for this to work. As you can see on these clips, just right in the hallway of my condo, it's not even that dark, but action mode really struggles here, and you can see that the footage that comes out of that, it's super grainy and completely unusable. You can always try switching to the 1X camera, which is the 48 megapixel camera, to try to improve that. Since that camera is the best of all of them, but still in low light, action mode doesn't perform that well. Overall, I think action mode is great if you want to capture action stuff in a punch, but if you're finding yourself shooting a lot of action stuff, I would just go for an action camera like a GoPro or one of the Insta360 cameras, because you'll still retain the highest resolution, 4K and all of that, instead of the iPhone where you only get 2.8K. In my opinion, the regular camera without action mode, it's already really good in stabilization, as you saw from some of these clips. If you learn to walk a little bit slower and learn the ninja walk a little bit, you're able to capture insane footage that is super stabilized. And for social media, honestly, action mode at 2.8K is probably going to be more than good enough in most case scenarios or for most people. So definitely a great addition to have on the iPhone 14 Pro. That's it for today's video. I hope that you understand action mode a little bit better on the iPhone 14 Pro, and have a great one.